Welcome, Bryant staff and scholars, to our virtual Veterans Day ceremony. We bring this special presentation to you in observance of Veterans Day, which is celebrated today, Thursday, November 11th, 2021. We give honor to our service members and thank them for their service, the sacrifices they have made, and the courage it took to defend our freedoms. At this time, we ask that you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and moment of silent reflection, followed by the singing of our national anthem.
I'm Layla in 5th grade beta. Please join us in reciting the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, and indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Please prepare for a Veterans Day story read aloud by Miss Willis.
Today I'm going to share a story with you about our veterans. The title, Veterans, Heroes in Our Neighborhood. Today we learn about our heroes, a really special kind, the ones who serve America and leave their homes behind. We read about the veterans who give all they can give to keep our country safe and free so we can love and live. Our teacher asked us each to name a veteran we knew. She said, "You may be surprised. It won't be hard to do." So after school, I asked my dad. He had amazing news. These heroes live right in our town. So many. Who can choose? There are family, neighbors, friends who never boast or brag. We all should be reminded of their love for home and flag. The man in town who cuts our hair is known as Frank the Barber. but not too many know he was a sailor at Pearl Harbor. The butcher at the grocery store who cuts the meat for stew was once a paratrooper. Wow. Matt served in World War II. And Walter is a Navy man who came to fix our heat. He once fixed boilers on the ships that sailed with the U.S. fleet. Our neighbor Jacqueline is a nurse who wears a uniform. She cared for wounded soldiers when she served in Desert Storm. Ernie is a firefighter. We knew that he was brave, and yet we never knew about the Air Force time he gave. Etna, our librarian, had a son named John. He died while training for Iraq. Now she's a Gold Star mom. Our mailman is a volunteer who trains each year to serve. When duty calls, Bob goes abroad. He's in the Army Reserve. And Manny is a proud Marine who did a corporal's part. He was wounded overseas and wears a Purple Heart. We celebrate our Veterans Day, the 11th of November. We show our patriotic pride and promise to remember. Our heroes' headstones wear the flag from coast to coast in May. It's how we honor those we've lost and mark Memorial Day. We painted posters of our heroes and marched in a parade to thank these men and women for the sacrifice they made. But we don't need a calendar to celebrate the brave. We pledge allegiance to the flag and let those colors wave. It doesn't matter where they serve, what service branch or rank. What matters is remembering them and offering our thanks. And here are some of our brave heroes. It is so important for this generation to understand what past generations have sacrificed for their freedoms. And this book teaches exactly that. Veterans, heroes in our neighborhood.
It's the guts and it's the glory, 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His Purple Heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue lay down here to lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue.
Now it is time for a Bryant Elementary School special salute. Drum roll, please. We salute Bryant's very own Mr. Darian Harrington. Mr. Harrington was a specialist in the Army. Mr. Harrington, we honor and thank you for your service and your sacrifice. We are so glad you are a part of our Bryant family, and we thank you for all you do and the support you give to our scholars. Staff and scholars, when you see Mr. Harrington today, please be sure to thank him for his service and wish him a very happy Veterans Day. Bryant scholars ask the questions, and our veteran guest, Mrs. Nell Peterson, answers. Stay tuned for this very special interview with a veteran.
Please share a little about yourself and your service. What was your specific job or assignment?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say good morning and thank you very much for this opportunity. It's a grand opportunity. I'm terrific to be able to share information with you today. And my name is Nell Peterson. I am a veteran of the United States Air Force Nursing Corps. I went in as a first lieutenant, and because I was already a nurse when I went into the field, I only served 2 years because I was married at the time and did not want to be separated from my spouse. I served those 2 years in the state of Texas, and I did not go overseas, but I learned a lot, and it was such a rewarding thing for me, opportunity. And I'd like to let you know from the beginning, when I was a child, I always wanted to be a nurse, number one, and then number two, to be in the Air Force, because there's an Air Force base in Austin called Bergstrom Air Force Base. And I was always impressed with the people that I saw in those uniforms and the big bombers that were out on the runway.
What training did you receive?
While in the Air Force, most of mine was orientation. And since I was an officer, I did not have to do some of the big bets and other things that people did. So most of my training was on the job and classroom. However, prior to that, I was a registered nurse. I did attend the Homer G. Phillips Hospital School of Nursing in St. Louis, Missouri. I earned a diploma in nursing as a registered nurse. And then after at the Air Force, I was able to benefit from earning a master's degree from the state of Texas University, and also a bachelor's from the University of Texas in Austin.
What was most challenging about your job?
I think the most challenging thing was coming from one environment to another. And again, as an officer, I had a lot of privileges that other people didn't have who were enlisted. And the thing was mostly trying to continue to earn the respect of the lower ranked people. And sometimes we never had to salute, as an officer, but sometimes the younger people would run in front of us just to make us salute. So just gaining that respect and also the respect of the community, because in earlier days, women were not really in the armed forces like they are today.
What do you like most about your job?
Oh, when I was in the military, the most I loved about my job was just being there. And that's the honest truth. It was so rewarding. I lived right across the street from the hospital. I had my own apartment. I had, which was furnished by the government, and I had a maid service, and I could just go across the street and get my food, go to work, and come back home. So it was just, and then meeting friends, not only those in the military, but some people in the community, and especially the wives of the military. So it was really, really rewarding and very exciting.
What are 3 important traits needed to succeed in the U.S. Air Force Nursing Corps?
One of them is definitely to be independent. You have to be a self-starter. You cannot rely on mom or anyone else to make decisions for you, and to be safe in your decision making. That's one. The other is to have a desire to want to be a part of the military because of the functions that it provides to the United States of America. It provides safety, it provides honor, and also it protects us from other countries, and it provides services to recipients of the military, which would be the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guard, and the Marines. And of course, just keeping up the standards because we do have the responsibility to provide services to protect our country.
What advice do you have for scholars that may want to serve in the nursing corps when they grow up?
I would like for them to know that that's the best opportunity that they could have. It's a way of finding your own goals and satisfying those goals. It's a way of aspiring to be what you want to be. It has all kinds of avenues for education, for meeting other people, for travel. And a lot of people join just to travel over the United States of America and also other countries. And of course, education, you can go and get as many degrees as you like. Like I said, I got 2 degrees while I was in the military. So I got the bachelor's of nursing and also the master's of administration, and then just encouraging others to join as well. But it's such a welcoming for the community to acknowledge us as veterans because of what we have done for the country. And today, there are a lot of discounts for different stores and also restaurants and so forth because everyone acknowledges us. And it's just a wonderful thing to be acknowledged and to share that you have put your life on the line for the safety of others.
What is one experience that you had in the U.S. Air Force Nursing Corps that you will never forget?
That's a wonderful experience I had. I think within my first week that I was there, I was able to meet the flight corps, the angels that go who do the performances around the world. They came in to get their physical exams one day I was there, and it was just so exciting to see those pilots and to reminisce what a wonderful job that they do as they synchronize up in the air and fly all over. It's just beautiful. So that was the most memorable thing, is meeting those pilots.
Is there anything else you like to share?
Yes, I would just like to encourage our young people to join the military. It doesn't have to be nursing, but any avenue, because there's so many avenues. And I've written out some of them. But before a person joins the military, I think that instead of just looking at the uniform or looking at the posters that people put up and also the commercials and what other people say, is that they investigate to see what's best for them. We need to do an assessment, either from the recruiter or by reading, or just an assessment of your own to see, is this exactly what I like? Because the basis and the military branches offer everything a person can desire. And all of your goals can be met if you would join one of those services. Again, it's the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, the Coast Guards, and the Marines. And if you have a desire to stay in one place and be close to your family, you may want to just look at the Air Force, because people do not travel as far and as often. with the Marines and the Coast Guard and the Navy, they're on the ships a lot of times, and so they're not able to be with their families. Again, if you want to get an education, it can be whatever you like. It can be in aerospace, it can be education, healthcare, computer, police activity, even be an astronaut. All those things are available to you. But I would say pursue it. The sky's the limit. And I think it's a wonderful retirement system. It's a wonderful system for bringing up children. And another really, really good advantage is all of the relationships that you establish with different people all over the world. But I say the sky's the limit, go for it. And I encourage everybody who has a desire to do that, to pursue it.
Please enjoy this performance of America the Beautiful by Miss Burnett's third grade class as directed by Miss McClinton.